familiarity with the defense, like getting more comfortable? It seems like there's been more pass breakups this week than, say, last week when you guys were going against each other, and the one-handed interception today especially kind of put a exclamation point on it. What would you say is your familiarity with the few weeks of training camp so far?
We're breaking it down part by part, piece by piece. We're taking our time with it. We're not trying to rush through it. We're breaking down each individual person that we have to have. So we have the seam, we have the flats, we have man-to-man, how we plan it, game plan-wise, how we just playing it in camp-wise. So it just break down the components just to make sure we all on the same page. We talk more than anything. Communication is the biggest key within the defense. So on that part, we just stay on the same page, making sure what we got to do and how we got to play it.
I'm curious, from the other side, your first impressions of Dwayne Haskins and his abilities.
He's doing a great job out there, making his plays, making his throws, making his reads. He's being a rookie. Honestly, all rookies gonna make their mistakes, and I'm glad he's making them down in camp so he can know what he can and cannot do, what he cannot throw, when he can throw, and how to read a defense. And the more he go against a good defense, the more he go against and get his reps, the better he's gonna become.
Following up on Michael's question, what's your read on the three quarterbacks and kind of how they're different? And how much, when you know you're going to face different kinds of quarterbacks throughout the year, how much does that help the defense have three very different looks from those three guys?
What's the first question you said?
Just kind of what's your read on those three guys and kind of how it's different to adjust to them, yeah.
You never, honestly, as a DB or as a defensive player, you don't know who's back there when we've got three different quarterbacks throwing the ball. I don't realize till after the play. I couldn't even tell you who threw the ball when I caught the interception. So from that standpoint, you got to just know the defense. We get keen in our position, knowing our technique, knowing what our job is supposed to do. And from that standpoint, we go from there. Now, when I get to be on the sideline and watch these guys and watch their reads, I can see that coach is definitely going through his reads, his steps, his progressions, and getting the ball out there as quick as possible. Same thing with Case, and same thing with Dwayne. It goes hand in hand, and then going against other quarterbacks, that's more of a study habit. I'm watching more film on other quarterbacks. I get to watch them and watch their reads, what's their keys, their concepts. My offensive coordinator, what they like to do on down the distance. It goes way farther into the film work than going against them on the field.
You're kind of a natural leader. You're obviously the new guy here. How do you balance wanting to jump in and just kind of take over everything with waiting and feeling your way around and getting to know everything?
The opportunity kind of presents itself as fast as possible, as quick as possible. Honestly, when you see a guy head down or the demeanor in their walk, or you see how you can see the frustration in their face. It depends on how you attack it from that point on. But the opportunity always presents itself not as for you how you gonna attack it. And from that standpoint, I'm a guy that's just gonna put a guy to the side to see what's going on, what's his mindset, what he should be looking at, what he should be reading, and try to give him a key set on what a veteran guy would do than what a rookie would do, and give him my mistakes of what I did in the past. So yeah, they understand that from that standpoint.
Landon, you've played on a dominant defense when you were in college, and in your Pro Bowl time, you've played with great talent on defense in the Pro Bowl as well. But from a sheer talent standpoint for your unit right here, I mean, how special can this defense be?
Man, this defense we could ride it all the way. Honestly, we have a great deep front that's gonna put pressure in quarterback faces. They're gonna have maybe 2 seconds to get their read downfield and get the ball out. If they don't, it's either a sack or it's gonna be a tip fumble or it's gonna be a tip ball in the air, and it's gonna give the DBs an opportunity to make plays. I go to Jonathan Allen, Matt, Deron Payne. I go to all them guys, Ryan Kerrigan, make sure that get pressure on this quarterback, because we got guys back here that can make turnovers and get the ball down, get the ball back to our offense.
Landon, we've mentioned the interception, but can you take us through it from your perspective? And, I know it's just a training camp practice, but does making a big play, which might have been your biggest play since camp started, does that mean anything? Does that impact anything?
I think, I go through the progression. Honestly, I was on a 3-2 read. My 3 didn't come up the field, so my next read is to my 2. Both my 2 went outside, so I didn't have any reads. All I had was space and opportunity, and I just knew, looking at the quarterback, he was drifting my way. So from that standpoint, I knew the ball was coming in that area, just didn't know where it was going at. So just broke on the ball and just play with instincts from there. But with big plays like that, it shows the team that we got talent on our back end that's going to make plays, that's going to be playmakers, game changers, get an opportunity to win the game, and try to make a run for the big dance. So with that being said, that's what we got to continue doing. We got guys all over the field to do that, and it's very special, and I can see it on this team.
Landon in the back. You've been through the summer and now a week of training camp. Were there any preconceptions about this team and this organization that you might have had before you signed or when you were playing against them that you have now learned, oh, this is the way it is? Or, things that you thought you knew, but now you've learned maybe something different?
No. When I was looking from the outside in, I definitely just knew I wanted to be on this team. I was looking from a defensive perspective. They had all the guys, they had all the keys, they had all the things that I wanted on the defense. And from that standpoint, I was like, I just need to be over here. I know I can make a difference, make a change, and definitely help out as much as possible. And that was only my perception from that standpoint.
Landon, in your opinion, which of the receiving threats through minicamp, OTAs, and training camp has given the defense the biggest amount of fits? And it could be tight ends, receivers, but who would you say has stood out to you the most so far?
Stood out to me so far, I would say Jordan Reed and I can't remember the kid name, 17, the rookie. Terry McCoy, yeah, definitely. Those two. Reed is just one of those guys that have the option to do whatever he wants, and he gets open, and he's going to catch the ball. He could go get any ball. Same thing with 17. He has the ability to just run past anybody. His speed, we haven't had a speed receiver, I don't think, here in a minute. So from that standpoint, he can beat anybody deep, and he's shown his versatility of going to get any ball that's in the air.
You get to play the Giants twice this year. What are those games going to be like?
For me or for the team?
For you.
For me, it's going to be a lot of aggression. But I got to when I go to those type of games, I go back to my college times when I was playing. I'm from Louisiana and I was playing LSU. So I have to just be able to keep my composure as much as possible, keep my emotions intact, and play within my defense. When you're going against a team that you got some aggression against, you want to let some self-esteem out. You got to pick your times and pick your moments to do that. But you got to be able to control it at the end of the day because it can hurt the team more than it can help. So from that standpoint, you just got to be able to keep that emotions under control.
Recruit you? Did LSU not recruit you?
Oh yeah, they recruited me,
Okay.
But you should have just. If you ever been to the game, bro. Man, it was boo, LC, you suck. I got everything in the woodworks, but it's been a great 4 years for me, beating them every year. And then still haven't lost to them to LSU in probably 8 years yet so far. So it's been a blessing, yeah.
What are your impressions of Josh Norman, and can you guys get the best out of each other? It seems like you guys have a pretty good chemistry already. Or what do you
Yeah,
make of that?
we've been knowing each other since my third year in the league. But it's been good. It's just understanding each other what he's looking at. We both love a lot of film, so we kind of work on that as much as possible, understanding what he likes to do when he likes to go after and go get something, or if I see something, just to give him a key concept. Because as a corner, they can attack more. Than a safety, we have to be the last down in defense. So I can't really do much attacking, but I could tell them, hey, this might be coming. Go get it, So things like that.
Landon, I noticed. I noticed on what is today, Saturday? So I guess it was Thursday that you were working with some of the outside linebackers coming off the line and getting towards the quarterback. How have you felt so far with the defense kind of throwing you and Monte Nicholson into safety blitzes? How have you felt about that so far? That was something they didn't really run here in Washington much last year.
I've been blitzing all my life, so that's kind of second nature. They blitz kind of differently, so I have to just work on my technique within the defense on how to blitz differently. But other than that, it's second nature for me. I know I can read the backfield on a run, so I can either make a tackle for a loss on a running back when they're handing the ball off, or I could break down and tackle a quarterback if he's doing a boot or a rollout.
Nobody behind me, right?
Nah.
Thank you. A couple of the guys from the D-line were telling me that they made a point of spending a lot of time in the off-season together because they weren't happy with the way things went at the end of last year. I was just wondering, with the DBs group, if you guys saw each other much over the off-season.
Off-season as training, like this past?
Like before training camp and even before mini camps and OTAs.
We chilled a lot during the OTAs for sure. Before OTAs, a lot of us was kind of doing different things. But during OTAs, when everybody got here, everybody was kind of doing space night, getting together. Because more of with us is more of a bonding, understanding each other, and making sure that we're on the same page and just not to make sure we could talk to each other. Because when you can't talk to somebody, they go off into their own world, into their own space, and they just don't care, don't listen, and don't want to listen. So we made sure we stayed on top of each other with that, with our group chat. And then off season, this prior off season, yeah, most of us went to Scottsdale and trained out there. So we got along with a lot of guys out there, and we did a lot of things like that, and a lot of team bonding. So it was good.
Thanks, Landon.
Appreciate it. Thank you.